The people have spoken. Apparently, the 2000s wasn't enough. Yeah, we talked about the 3P. We talked about the Spurs, and we're not done doing that. We went back and reminisced on the good old days, but it wasn't enough. And so now we about to talk about the good old days. The era a lot of us grew up in, bro, where our heroes rode. The 2010s. A lot of storylines, a lot of moments, a lot of lore. From start to end, this shit was a movie, so fuck it. I'm about to make it to a movie. Nobody said they wanted to see the 90s. They said they wanted to see some real ball. Or maybe that's just for another time, bro. But for right now, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to it.
More money, more problems. More guns, more violence.
It's Game 7 of the 2010 NBA Finals. Kobe's looking to go back-to-back, and the Celtics are looking to bust his ass again. And so the greatest rivalry of all time continues. Lakers take Game 1, Celtics take Game 2. Lakers take Game 3, Celtics take Game 4. They go back-to-back and take Game 5, and LA takes Game 6, leaving us to a classic Lakers-Celtics Game 7 in the final.
And the Lakers with that terrific performance in Game 6. And what a turnaround here in Game 7.
It's like that. Kobe gets his 5th and 2nd without Shaq. And the 2010 season was to a close. And a pretty good year for a lot of guys. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of motherfuckers hooping that year. But the primary focus was on the back-to-back MVP. Drafted to his hometown, but his hometown has been sucking ass for years. No real reliable, consistent co-star. You know what I'm saying? These niggas making my boy look bad. And LeBron said, enough is enough.
In this fall, I'm going to take my talents to South Beach.
Yeah, the South Beach. We know. Bro did everything he could for Cleveland for now. But the fans didn't think someone was burning all his shit because teaming up with Bosh and Wade. A lot of people seen the Heat as a super team, making these niggas the #1 public enemy. Now, don't get me wrong, Miami was definitely hot topic, but do not forget about the rest of the NBA, bro. They had motion too. It's a lot of killers in it. KD's coming off his first scoring title and going into his second. Back-to-back defensive player of the years for Dwight. Blake Griffin's having one of the greatest rookie seasons of all time. Melo just got sent to New York. Kobe still hooping. And then there's one.
I was born in the floors and you in the bars, looking at the doors and the doors. What they want for us to settle every first of the month, all the way until you tired of the crow.
Chicago's very own Derrick Rose. Despite all the hype Miami had around their name, despite all the other insane talents in the league, Derrick Rose was the show of the season. Took the Bulls to first seed, MVP at 22, making him the youngest ever. He was even busting the Heat every time he played them in the regular season. When them playoffs came by, when them playoffs came by, LeBron took his toilet tissue and smeared it all over the East. Gentlemen smeared it all over the East. Nasty work. Y'all get them next year. Over in the West, though, all types of nutty shit happened. Grizzlies beat the Spurs. Grizzlies was a fucking 8th seed. Zebo and Tony Allen, Memphis legends, beat a basically healthy Spurs team. Insane. And then went toe-to-toe with OKC.
Everybody in this bitch get down. And my first finals we made $10 and 10 wasn't fucking around.
But Durant had to get him out of there Game 7. Man. So we had OKC versus Dallas in the Western Conference Final. And for 1.5 ball knowledge points, who won? The Mavs, you fucking casual. Everybody laugh at this casual. And yeah, LeBron is put in a jail cell all series. Mavs had more boxes than a homeless nigga. 8 points in Game 4. 2 points in the 4th quarter of Game 5. Let Jason Terry outscore him for the series. 2011 is a forbidden number to LeBron fans. You could literally ask a nigga who walked in on his wife getting her doonies beat down. Ask him in that moment, what would he rather forget? And he'll damn near forget about the first shit because he was so happy he chose the second shit. But more importantly, the winner just had one of the greatest final runs of all time. To win his first chip and instantly becomes one of the most respected players ever. Now, before the next season even started, the NBA was already on some bullshit. The owners wanted more bread and the players union said no. They were at a standstill, which meant no more basketball. Well, no more NBA basketball. Because everywhere outside of that, it was. But this isn't a fairy tale. This was losing money. Players weren't going overseas because they liked China. Because the NBA wasn't paying them. They weren't playing. So the players union basically folded and the $1 billion owners won. Shocker. So the season starts on a Christmas and the Lakers were gifted a Christmas miracle. CP3 to the Lakers. Shit. What would have been the craziest trade in Lakers hitting? Imagine a Kobe Bryant not even 2 years removed from a championship, still averaging 25. Teaming up with a 25-year-old that's arguably the best pure point guard in the league. Together they could be insane. And David Stern said, fuck no. So yeah, Kobe was screwed. Without CP3, it's going to be really hard to keep up with them big dogs in the West. OKC and San Antonio.
Pockets on fat like they gotta take.
Durant.
KD wins another scoring title. James Harden is 6th man of the year. Westbrook makes his first All-Star game. And the Spurs, I mean, bro, they're the fucking Spurs. It's the same shit. Not a single nigga on that team averaged over 20 and they were first seed. Over in the East, we had a rivalry brewing. The MVP of last season versus the MVP of this season. Yeah, the Pacers were good. Linsanity was going on. But this was the matchup of the East. Bulls were looking for revenge on LeBron. So going into the playoffs, that was the matchup everybody was hoping for. But unfortunately, instead, we had a top 10 worst sports moment ever. D-Rose tears his ACL and the Bulls are out of contention, meaning the Heat were going to have to find someone else to play in the conference final. And what they ended up finding was nothing sweet.
Yeah, gang.
shit, I ain't in the mud. I don't want your pussy on cook.
The Celtics were not here to fuck around. They felt like they still had gas in the tank, could still win another one. And it was looking like they could. Rondo giving them 44 and 10. Paul Pierce spraying it. They ended up being one game away from the finals, and that game was played at home. LeBron, are we about to see another fumble? We did not see another fumble. That is the look of a nigga that cannot afford another fumble. And so he pulled through one of the best performances we've ever seen to beat the Celtics and go back to the finals to play whoever wins between the Spurs and OKC. I'll save you some time, bro. OKC win, meaning we had a KD and LeBron finals. Damn! The matchup everyone wanted to see. This finals was set to be a movie. Somebody was getting their first ring. And shit, it was looking like OKC after game one. But every game after that. Well, yeah, why don't you just sit back and watch the tape? And just like that, Bron wins his first championship in Miami. After all that's happened, finally got him one. OKC, keep your head up, bro. Y'all got hella potential. Or so I and everybody else thought. Everyone, including the Thunder front office. Harden wanted a bigger role and a max. Max being $5 million more than OKC's original offer. They looked at his final stats, and sent him to Houston. Probably the biggest mistake in their franchise history. And honestly, OKC don't make a lot of mistakes. But yeah, nah, $5 million over Harden. He took that shit personal, bro. From 17-4 to 26-6, first year. This was looking like the start of something insane. But I ain't gonna lie, OKC was not losing too much sleep. That whole next season, they were better without him. First seed and looking for revenge with or without Harden. Not fucking with the taste LeBron left in their mouth. And speak of the devil, from 2012 to 2013, we're seeing a LeBron we have never seen before. 27, 7, and 8. Gets his fourth MVP and second in Depoy. And Marc Gasol fucking won after being second all-team defense. Meanwhile, the Lakers were making their team super fucking ass. Oh, how quick a picture could turn into a meme. They didn't get along. Entire team was like injury prone, and Kobe tore his Achilles. And yeah, many of y'all know that was the start of the end. Despite eyes being on the finals rematch, the NBA was still looking competitive. Spurs still the motherfucking Spurs. Shit don't change, bro. Knicks second seed. Melo gets the scoring title. PG makes his first All-Star game. Nuggets are third seed? Bro, I don't remember the Nuggets being anything higher than like a 6 seed before Jokic. If that, you're telling me Ty Lawson and Kenneth Faried had these niggas at third? But yeah, the playoffs were set to be a movie. And oh boy, no one could have prepared us for this beautiful series. The number one defense versus the number one player. Who won? The Spurs, who steamrolled through their cakewalk, swept the Kobe-less Lakers, beat a 6 seed Golden State in 6, and then swept Memphis. No OKC because Pat Bev, Russell Westbrook, giving us the one and only beautiful masterpiece 2013 NBA Finals. Miami looking to go back-to-back, and Spurs looking to win their first one in 6 years. It was set to be a movie, and it did not disappoint.
Lord knows I don't like them niggas. We killing you too if you hang with them niggas. You fuck with the ops, then you one of the ops. I don't care if you playing the game with them niggas.
The Spurs are up 3-2 in Miami. Manu at the line puts them up 5. And now the Heat are down 2 possessions with under 30 seconds left. Do you think A, the Spurs are going to win? B, the Heat are going to win? Or what about option C, where you say fuck the ending? It was looking bad for Miami, man. It was going to take a miracle to win this game.
James catches, fires a 3.
Shit.
Picked up by Miller. Back out to James, another 3. It's good! James knocks it down. Has to get it in. Finds Leonard. Leonard fouled by Miller. Clutch one there from Leonard. James catches, puts up a 3. Won't go. Rebound Bosch. Back out to Allen. His three-pointer. Bang!
The game ends up going to OT and Miami wins, forcing a Game 7, which they also win. And so Miami did it, man, back to back. And one of the most beautiful series ever. Damn. I know San Antonio was thinking about those last 30 seconds all summer and was determined to get that lick back. You know what I'm saying? Ran it back with the same old and just hoped they could get back to where they left off. Meanwhile, other old niggas was going through it. KG and Paul Pierce were putting on Nets jerseys. Lakers were fried. Kobe was cooked. It's a Miami, OKC, San Antonio league. But the Heat were looking a little mortal. Bosh and Wade weren't exactly who they used to be. LeBron's still LeBron, but shit, teams and players are getting better. Shit, KD wins MVP.
You sacrificed for us. You the real MVP.
You could have been rich, better do what they telling you. Knowing I'm coming in second too.
Carried the Thunder without Westbrook for like half the season. Led the league in scoring with 32. Gave Golden State 54. No one could guard this nigga. Yeah, Houston solid, Pacers solid, Clips solid. But the focus going into the playoffs was on the main character. Miami had a rematch with Indiana, but nothing changed. Heat 1-6, making this their 4th straight final. And over in the West, we're seeing a battle for who's going to be able to get that get back. Spurs 1-6, making this a finals rematch. And it was not as cinematic as as last year. Spurs get them niggas out of there in 5 games. Heat just look washed. A lot of shells out there on the court. And then LeBron's cramping and shit. San Antonio shooting like Golden State before Golden State. Kawhi fucking them up, finals MVP. And that is that for both of those dynasties. I mean, you know, not to spoil anything, but LeBron leaves Miami to finish unfinished business in Cleveland.
What do you got to offer? Tell me before we off here. Put you deep in that coffin.
LeBron joins a young Kyrie, fresh off an All-Star MVP, and a K-Love that was just averaging 26 and 13 in Minnesota. The rest of the East, sweet. The Hawks were the first seed, led by Kyle Korver. Bulls got the MIP, Jimmy Butler, but Rose just not the same. Pacers don't have Paul George, just broke the shit out his leg. DeMar and Kyle Lowry up and coming, John Wall night. Like, no, bro, just take me to the West. Where the Spurs were looking to repeat with their finals MVP and now defensive player of the year. Where Houston Harden is having the best year of his career. Lob City still throwing lobs. And the Warriors are 67 and fucking 15. Yeah, nah, this was a different Warriors. The whole time, the same Warriors. It was just like 2015, you saw the perfect storm. Curry transcends in the MVP talent and literally wins an MVP. Clay out here dropping 37 in 1 quarter. Draymond top 2 in depoy. Hire Steve Kerr, deepest bench in the league. Yeah, nah, this is gonna be the first playoffs in a completely different.
Green and Paul.
Craziest was blowing a 3-1 lead the series right after. Harden and the Rockets advanced to the conference finals to play Curry and the Warriors. And Curry murked them in 5. 31 points per game, best player on the court. Welcome to the NBA Finals, Stephen Curry, first of many. Over in the East, shit, low-key bust, I ain't gonna lie.
Got so many hoes got down. Got so many hoes got down. So many folk got down.
This Chicago and Cleveland series was a movie, but Cleveland came out on top, meaning the Eastern Conference Finals was the Hawks versus the Cavs. And remember, Hawks were first seed. This wasn't going to be easy. First seed, Bird P, curse me. DeMar Carroll on LeBron. LMAO. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first LeBron versus Curry Finals. No K-Love, that's okay, you know what I'm saying? Cavs still have a chance. Oh, no Kyrie either. Oof, I don't know how much of a chance you got now. From Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving to Timothy Mozgov and Matthew Dellavedova. LeBron probably thinking it's 2008 all over again. And it pretty much was. LeBron led the entire court in points, rebounds, assists, steals, blocks. It was Wilt Chamberlain. And so they gave the finals MVP to Iggy for holding him to 36, 13, and 9. Yeah, real nutty shit. But the Warriors were now officially the new champions of the world. Yes, the world. And this is just their start. Because next year, these niggas literally became the greatest team of all time. 73 wins and not even 10 losses. A coach of the year, runner-up depoy, unanimous MVP, all on the same team. Playing basketball in a way nobody has seen before. Frying everyone in they fucking mama. Yeah, nah, they had the league on lock. Just a crazy time in basketball. And not even just because of that. It was 2016.
Money got longer, speaker got louder, car got faster.
Good old days. When the playoffs came around, LeBron did what he does to the East, gets to the finals and only lost 2 games. Cavs ready for that rematch. But what's this? OKC's up 3-1 to the Warriors? This is fantastic news. KD and Westbrook just 1 game away from their rematch with LeBron. What could go wrong? Everything went wrong.
This is #1 champion sound. Yeah, Estelle, we about to get down.
The Warriors come back 3-1 to beat the Thunder and go back to the finals. Hey man, keep your head up, guys. It's always next year. The rematch everybody was waiting for. Warriors trying to cap off a damn near perfect season with a chip. LeBron still chasing that first Cleveland title. And the only thing in their way at this point is each other. Let's play ball. Warriors take game 1 and they could thank Sean Livingston. I don't think I've seen this nigga miss a shot in my life. Game 2 rolls by and the Warriors bust the Cavs. Draymond 28, 7, and 5. Game 3 goes to Cleveland. LeBron and Kyrie combine for 62. And game 4, this is the shit that changed everything.
Got a notion there to Barnes. Green and James jawing at each other while play continues. He takes a little swing that misses after he objected to James stepping over him.
And just like that, Draymond is suspended. They reviewed this after the game and said it was a flagrant. Warriors still won, putting them up 3-1, but at what cost? No Draymond game 5, definitely gonna hurt. And Kyrie and Bron made sure of that. 40 balls from both of them. And then another one from LeBron to take game 6. Do the math, bro. It's 3-3. And so we were set to have one of the greatest games of all time. Tie game under 2 minutes. Warriors on a break to take the lead. Blocked by who? Cavs got the ball back. Wardell, may I have this damn? 2 of one of the greatest finals moments back to back. K-Love stops Curry from sending it to OT. And that is the game. First 3-1 comeback in finals history. Fuck the Warriors. Everybody lives happily ever after.
Stephen A., the news again coming in moments ago. Kevin Durant heading to the Golden State Warriors. How are you viewing this move from Durant?
Well, I'm viewing
how he's viewing. Nigga, I can speak for everyone. This is some bullshit. How to ruin the peak of a sport in one move. To this day, don't care. Still the lamest shit I've ever seen. And pretty much everyone not in a Golden State jersey feels the same way. KD went from one of the most loved players in the league to being called a cupcake and a snake. A cup snake. But the person probably pissed off more than anyone else took this opportunity to average 32, 11, and 10. In the East, there's a 5'9" nigga playing like an MVP, multiple 50-point games, and led the Celtics to a first seed. They make their way to the conference finals, and LeBron wipes his ass with the East again. Sweep, gentlemen, sweep. Over in the West, we're looking at a Golden State Spurs conference final. Game 1, Spurs are dubbing their ass, and then Zaza Pachulia ruins the game. Matter of fact, ruined the series. Matter of fact, ruined the franchise. So Golden State swept every team and went 12-0. Another Cavs and Warriors final. What was supposed to feel like a tiebreaker, but nah, just a heart one. Warriors win in 5 games. Kevin Durant Finals MVP, 35-8-5, yeah. Doesn't this shit just kill the move? Imagine how motherfuckers felt during it. It was like the Great Depression of the NBA, and we still had another year of it. You know, he had one more in him. But everything before the inevitable in 2018 was crazy. Kyrie wants out of Cleveland. He wants to be a leader, and Boston says, hell yeah. Kicks Isaiah Thomas to the fucking shadow realm. Not immediately, but eventually. Cleveland now looks way worse, and the Celtics look really good. Kyrie, Gordon Hayward, Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Al Horford, remember, nigga did not miss in the corner. Philly goes from a 14th to a 3rd seed. They have the Rookie of the Year and someone who might be the best center in the league telling us to trust the process. The East was looking the most competitive it's looked in a minute. In the West, well, I mean, it's the West.
All dry, killing all the rappers who claim the wicked West. And free the ones who incarcerated. When they get out, they stretch.
James Harden is this year's MVP. 32 straight 30-point games. 60-point triple-double. Averaged 44-9 in January. OKC added Paul George and Melo. Damian Lillard looking like a top 3 point guard. And then there's a rookie putting a franchise on his back. And in the first round of the playoffs, that same rookie sent OKC the fuck home. Him and Joe Ingles had Paul George out there looking silly. But that ain't the only upset or the worst. Nah. 6 seed Pelicans sweep the 3rd seed Blazers. Drew Holiday and Rondo welcome Damian Lillard to hell. But of course, we ended up with the Western Conference Finals we expected. The Rockets versus the Warriors.
Go to lunch in the Jewish community. I won't tell on the bros for the immunity.
Houston's up 3-2, but then, oh no, Chris Paul, old ass, pull his hamstring. Golden State pushes it to 7 games. And then the Rockets missed 27 threes in a row, game 7. It was right there. Meanwhile, LeBron's doing that thing again to the East. Well, this time really just to Toronto. Went to 7 games with the Pacers. Went to 7 games with the Celtics. 4 games with Toronto. But that game 7 with Boston, sent him up. No Kyrie, so a rookie Tatum had to step up to the plate. Yeah, he stepped up and put his nuts right in LeBron's face.
The energy made this one.
I'm and I'm drinking lean while I'm getting money.
It was a good battle, honestly great. But that made it LeBron's 8th straight final. Another Cavs-Warriors series. JR forgets to score. KD averages 35. Not even 1 game this year. This wasn't just a I'm leaving the game dap up. This is I'm leaving Cleveland dap up. And that was the end of 2018. But 2019, 2019. Kawhi is forcing his way out of San Antonio. He like, send me to LA now. Actually, we're going to do you one better. Send you to Canada. And to Canada, he went. LeBron joined the Lakers, and DeMarcus Cousins signed with the Warriors, which scared the shit out of everybody at first, but it wasn't known for us. In 2019, Milwaukee's savior officially appeared. Giannis Antetokounmpo wins MVP. The Bucks are a 1st seed and have the best defense in the league. Over in Philly, the process is looking trustworthy, and Boston and Kyrie are having a fallout. They ain't the only ones, though. Draymond and KD having visible issues. Everyone's seeing it live in the flesh. Doesn't stop them from being 1st seed, but, you know, doesn't help. And then the new LeBron Lakers suck. Just not a good year. He gets hurt. They miss the playoffs. But enough about missing the playoffs. Let's talk about the motherfuckers who made it.
Niggas yelling from the stands. Watch what you saying. Blowing peanut butter cookie in my cup like jam.
We're giving one of the greatest game 7s in NBA history. Only took 4 seconds to get them Philly boys the fuck out of there. Toronto goes on to play Milwaukee in the conference finals. And Kawhi put that nigga Giannis in a box. Meaning Toronto's in the finals facing whoever makes it out the West.
Yeah. Hey, Echo, turn this beat off if I ain't tripping on it. I ain't making love to the juice. I'm just sipping on it.
It's all types of shit happening in the West. Dame sends OKC in a rebuild with a bad shot. Pat Bev trolling KD while getting 50 dropped on. So we had a Portland and Golden State conference final. But no KD. Portland actually had a chance. Yeah, this officially made Dame Curry's kid. So we have a Toronto and Golden State finals. But with no KD, Toronto felt confident going up 3-1. He tries to turn it early, frying them, but gets hurt. And then the next game, Clay gets hurt. And of course, the Raptors take advantage. Kawhi gives them 29-10, and Toronto their first chip. Golden State is finally defeated. And that is that. Oh my fucking God. Please give this a like, bro. This shit. Hopefully this was an adequate amount of lore, bro. I'm not a fucking history book nigga. Fuck with me, pussy, I'll turn you to history. I'm gone a while, I hope they ain't miss me. This ain't for kids, so I hope they ain't listen. Can't argue with niggas, I try to be the big of me. I try to hit a high road. I'm on a highway with bro right now. We race to Chicago. All this green on me on go right now. I'll hit your Tago. Touch my money, fried up. Whoever wanna try getting fried up. Fly, don't think I'm flying up. My water from chains, cried enough. I'm whipping the range, bitch go around. She look at my veins, the bitch won't fuck.